I have not seen this before, you know what I'm saying, filming this video, but we're finna watch it together and we finna react to it.
There you go, and getting to know everybody last week.
Oh, it was good. I learned from a lot of the vets here. I was listening. They were giving me, a good welcoming. They were telling me how training camp was going to be. I thought it was very competitive, but it felt good to be here, honestly, and to play with these talented women.
The whole just vibe of it, has it kind of like hit you that you're like here now and in the midst of it, or is it kind of like, hey, you're just taking it kind of day by day and see how that goes out?
Well, it hasn't hit me, but it's
See, it ain't hit her that Caitlin Clark's on her team yet. Like, damn, I'm still mad from college, but she's right here. She's right there. And she's on your team now. So
Day 1 got people talking. Day 2 made everyone pause. People were not just watching anymore. They were stopping because what seemed like one strong moment the day before showed up again. And now it felt like a pattern. Patterns make people nervous. When Caitlin Clark walked into Day 2, the gym felt different. Not louder, not quieter, just tighter. Players were more alert. Coaches were more focused. Even the warm-ups felt sharper because the same thought was sitting in everyone's mind. What if it happens again? That is how pressure works. You feel it before the game truly starts. The opening minutes were steady, careful, almost guarded. It looked like the camp had adjusted. The spacing was better. The talk was louder. The movement looked more disciplined. For a little while it worked. Then it did not. The first small break was easy to miss. It usually is. A simple read, a quick choice, a pass through space that should not have been open. And just like that, the feeling shifted again. Not in a huge way, not all at once, but enough. Enough for players to hesitate. Enough for defenders to doubt. And once doubt shows up, control starts to slip. The next sequence was even cleaner, faster, sharper, more confident. A pull-up shot that did not wait for permission, did not wait for space. It made its own space. That was when you could see it. Not in the stats, not on the board, on faces. Players looking at each other like something had happened that should not have happened. Because it should not have. And when the game stops making sense, players stop moving naturally. They start reacting instead of trusting themselves. And when you are reacting, you are already late. Then the tempo changes. Not louder, not quicker, just controlled by someone else. And once that kind of control shifts, everything starts moving through it. Every cut, every pass, every decision, every reaction. Then look at the sideline. Coaches are watching longer and thinking harder because what they are seeing no longer matches the plan. And plans matter until they stop working. Because when execution reaches a certain level, plans stop saving you. In those minutes, the execution was sharp. No extra movement, no second guessing, no fear, just rhythm. And rhythm can break systems apart. At that point, it was no longer just 1 or 2 plays. It kept happening, possession after possession. Each one added more pressure. Each one forced another adjustment. But here is the problem. The adjustments were too slow because before one answer could settle in, the next decision had already been made.
today is the first day of training camp for the Indiana Fever. Now, what we could expect is a lot of clips. Hopefully we get some clips from Caitlin Clark and the team, kind of seeing them gelling, seeing them getting stuff together. I believe here, let me pull this up real quick. Oh no, this is an old clip. Caitlin Clark with me, my bad, y'all. Yeah, hopefully we get to see some of this. Hopefully we get to see some of that action there, dog. But just like I was saying, Caitlin Clark is definitely back in the gym. There's a lot to expect going into this training camp. It's basically a whole new team again. Half of the team is new, I should say that. And we just got to wait and see now. Mo Billings and Aaliyah Boston.
That is when the gym really changes. Not wild, not noisy, just tense and heavy, because now everyone can feel that something is taking over and nobody can stop it. Then comes the possession people remember later. One moment where everything fits perfectly. The movement, the timing, the choice, all lined up at once. And when it ends, there is no reaction. Just silence. Because silence means people understand. And understanding means this is real. Then that feeling starts growing again. No one says it out loud, but everyone feels it. Panic. Not the loud kind. The quiet kind. The kind that makes players think this is not working. The kind that makes coaches wonder, what can we change? And the hardest question of all, do we still have enough time? Because 15 minutes is not a long stretch, but it is long enough. Long enough to reveal patterns. Long enough to swing momentum. Long enough to send a message. And that is exactly what happened. Now step back for a second, because this is bigger than those 15 minutes alone. It is about what those minutes mean. If something works once, maybe it is luck. If it works twice, it becomes a real problem. And right now, it has worked twice. That is why day 2 feels different. It is no longer a surprise. It is now a reality. Every team is watching. Not casually, seriously. Because once something like this appears, it spreads. It moves through conversations, scouting reports, practice plans, and then across the whole league, because nobody wants to be the next team caught unprepared. Now the pressure moves beyond that gym. It spreads everywhere, because now it is no longer about reacting later. It is about preparing early. And preparing for something like this is not easy, because it is not simple to predict. It is not tied to one move, one action, or one clear pattern. It keeps flowing, and systems that keep flowing are the hardest to stop. Then the comparisons start building, not spoken out loud, but inside people's minds, because players can feel it, coaches can see it, teams understand what it might mean. And once that understanding settles in, changes begin. But changes need time. And time is exactly what they do not have, because momentum does not wait, and right now momentum is rising fast. That means every next practice matters more. Every next game gets watched more closely.
Any of that going into draft night?
Well, I was like in the air. I didn't know what team was going to draft me. Like I talked to a lot of teams on Zooms. We had really good talks, but I was definitely in the air. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what team was going to draft me. But I'm very blessed and very grateful to be here.
How long after the pick did you hear from Aaliyah?
Oh, it was quick. I checked my phone and she texted me and she was just congratulating me and happy that I got drafted here.
You gonna have to guard bigs again?
Oh, Aaliyah Boston.
That's what I'm saying. We just watched you guard some bigs.
Yeah, I might. I gotta get my weight up a little bit. She's pretty strong, but whatever the coach needs me to do, I'll do that.
So, as you guys can see here, once again, the Indiana Fever
Feels similar to
did not allow her. I think this Scots. I don't want to play Scots. No, this is actually from the Indy Star. So the Indiana Fever did not allow her to answer questions in regards to Caitlin Clark and their relationship, which I think they need to do that quick, fast, and in a hurry, bruh. Now this was Lexi Hall.
Yeah, I feel like every first day, everyone's excited. There was really great energy. Everyone's excited to get back in the gym. I think more than anything, like there was a chance of us not having a season. So for all of us to be here, knowing there's a season, knowing we're excited, knowing that with the group that we have, everyone's eager, and yeah, it was a great day.
You ever think you've announced free agency at the Masters?
No, and what a time to go to the Masters without a phone. It was so funny. We would get back like 7 o'clock and just be on our phones for 30 minutes getting the updates on who's going where, what happened when we were there. Yeah, it's crazy.
About that decision, what made this the right place for you to stay?
I mean, this is home. I think, when season ended last year, I knew this is where I wanted to be. I've been here for 4 seasons, and I feel like we had a great momentum last season. We're able to accomplish more than we had in the past, and I think for me, I just want to keep growing on that, building on that, and building with this group.
What is it about Indy that you've enjoyed so much that's made it feel like?
Because now one question is hanging over everything. Was this only the beginning, or was this the moment everything changed? Because if it keeps going, it will become more than just a storyline. It becomes a shift in control, a shift in expectations, a shift in how the game is played. And shifts like that never go unnoticed. They change everything, and all of it began in just 15 minutes. So now the real question is this: Did Caitlin Clark show on day 2 that this is only getting stronger? Or are teams already trying to find the answer that can stop it? Tell me what you think.